Good, good.
Is that all okay? Okay. So just a little bit of background about what we're going to do here is we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to show a video instead of talking, which is a bit of a relief because Sidsel and I both have a bit of Zoom fatigue. We've been online an awful lot in the last few days. So just a little bit of background here. Food Next Door is a multi-stakeholder co-op, and the way that we became involved with this cooperative was through the program, our graduate certificate in cooperative management and organisation, which we spoke about in the previous session, and some of you may have been there. We had a cohort of students coming through the Farming Together scheme. So we had a group of 44 students who were actually funded through that scheme to engage in 2 of our courses, one delivered by Sidsel, which was a foundational course on co-ops, and the other one delivered by me, which was about cooperative law and governance. And it was a fabulous experience for both of us because we got to know an amazing bunch of people. And among that group were 2 people who were involved in starting up this particular co-op, the Food Next Door co-op. And one of the things about having, a fairly small cohort was that we got to know them quite well, and we engaged with them beyond the course. And out of the course, one of the things that happened with Deb Bogenhuber, who was at the time, I don't think she was the CEO, but became the CEO of Food Next Door Co-op. They were an incorporated association, but had realised that the cooperative model was a better fit for them. And the courses that they studied with Sidsel and I were actually quite formative in terms of working out how they were going to do that. So it was really beautiful timing for them. And one of the things that we did talk about a lot was the governance model and how that might look and how important, and at the time, they were also looking at getting some external funding, and they were successful in securing a significant government grant. And as you can imagine, because it was involved quite a lot of money, they had quite a lot of advisors. They had a few people come in and talk to them about how they were going to go for this grant and how they were going to be successful in getting the funding and what they were going to do with it. And a lot of the outsiders expressed a great deal of concern about their governance model because it was a cooperative. And a lot of your traditional legal advisors, they're reticent about the cooperative model. And one of their criticisms is that the model doesn't have enough expertise on the board, and that if you use a corporate model, then you can bring in outside experts. Now, partly that's a misunderstanding of the co-op model because you can bring in outside experts, but you must have a majority of active members in the co-op. Out of the skills audit that Sidsel and I spoke about a little bit earlier, came the idea that rather than having internal experts, they could appoint an external advisory board, and they did do that. And both Sidsel and I have been involved in that board. And Sidsel, and just to acknowledge her creativity here, Sidsel went down for their annual general meeting, I think it was last year, and took the opportunity to create this video. And this video explains to you beautifully, not just about Food Next Door, but also what is a multi-stakeholder cooperative and how does it differ from other cooperative types. So, sorry, I meant to do that, Sidsel, and I didn't.
That's okay.
Let me go back. I was supposed to do this and I'm not sure if I can grab it. No, I can't do it. Oh, yes, I can. I'm just going to stop my share for a minute. Okay. Sorry, we just had a little idea.
We wanted to make it a bit more interactive, so you don't just listen. You have to actually...
Yeah, now I can't find my chat. Where's the chat?
With what you say, online teachers, you know.
Huh?
Up.
In the bottom menu, Anne.
Yeah, I know. Can you? I've done it now. It's all right. I'll explain later, but I have had real difficulties just with my, not with the technology, but with my laptop that just won't play ball. Here we go. Are we on?
Yeah, so these questions are for you to think about while you watch the video.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a, see if you can find the answers to these questions while you listen to the video, just to focus your listening a little bit. And it's not a very long video, but it's fabulous. I'm incredibly proud of what Sidsel's done here. It's terrific. A little bit of background noise in the sound because she was using mainly a mobile phone, so.
We can't hear anything, Anne.
Not at all?
No, I think you need to tick a box when you share a video.
Sorry. Did you have no sound at all?
No.
No, I think in the top menu, there's when you're sharing, there's a box to tick that says share sound on
Yeah.
video.
Okay, let me have a look.
But maybe not if it's embedded in the. It might work if it's embedded in a PowerPoint slide. That's what I'm wondering.
It is, yeah, because it is embedded in a PowerPoint slide. So I'll just, no? Is it no good? Okay.
Let me, I can probably do it from here.
If you can pull it up directly directly from your.
Yeah. Sorry about this.
Thought I was being very clever there, embedding it into the slideshow.
It's okay. Okay, let me just, I'll have to come in and share it. Yeah. Okay. Share screen. No, wait a minute, sorry, I have to stop share again. Share computer sound, there you go.
Yeah, I didn't get that option, sorry.
All right. Sorry about the noise, the wind. So, Deb, what is this maize going to be used for?
So the maize will be left on the plants to dry.
Yeah.
And then it will be harvested and milled, so ground into a flour. And then the flour is made into ugali, which is eaten just about every day. Take food.
For your African.
Yeah, for the Burundian and Congolese communities.
My name is Deb Bogan-Huber. I'm the Executive Officer of Food Next Door Co-op. We're based here in Mildura in the northwest corner of Victoria. Our co-op is a multi-stakeholder co-op. We're a non-distributing co-op. And we formed to try to build a stronger local food system. And so we're working at a whole of system approach. So our co-op includes 4 different member types, This beautiful poster explains our co-op. So what we really try to emphasise with our members is that we all need each other for the co-op to be able to be successful and to survive. So we have volunteer members, and we talk about those like the nutrients and the worms that are in the soil. So we need them to have healthy soil, to have a healthy co-op, but they're often not very visible. Our farmers who grow our beautiful food for our community, so they are the visible part of the co-op, if you like. The consumers who are like bees who come and go to purchase that food. And of course we need bees for the food to be able to grow, to pollinate the food. So they're an integral part of the co-op. And our landholders. So our co-op works by matching vacant land that's owned by private landholders with farmers who don't have the resources to access their own land. So we need the landholders to be able to be providing that land to grow the food, so they're like the soil. And then because our co-op is quite unique and we're developing a new model, we talk about this box here as the model of the co-op that has the potential to be replicated in other regions and other communities. So it's like a box that you can pick up and take somewhere else. And then the arms that are holding all of this together are representing the co-op as an organisation that provides the structure and the framework and the support for everything to function. So interestingly, our journey began as an incorporated association, and as we started learning about cooperatives and the values of cooperatives, we decided to transfer our organisation structures. So for us, becoming a co-op initially was very much about aligning with the values of co-ops in that they have both social and economic focuses, and our organisation is very much focused on social impacts as well as environmental, which isn't necessarily inherent in co-ops, but I think it's something that a lot of co-ops have in their philosophy, in their values.
Supplying TAFE with our vegetables. Did you want to continue? No. The hospitals and nursing homes, getting them to have policies to be supplied locally, working with the chefs who cook the meals.
The other thing that was really important for us in being a co-op was the emphasis on member participation and member education. So because we're developing this new model, a co-op was a good fit because we have this constant focus on educating people who are becoming involved and finding ways to keep them involved and keep them participating.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn Taumbuki, born in Burundi, live in Australia, and I'm a food next door member. I'm a board member as well as a farmer. Of course, cooperative, it's a community stuff. What we do in food next door, it's our own. Whatever I do, it comes back to me. Whatever who is a member, they have a benefit themselves. Same time, we have it to make a cooperative get benefit. Where we came from, we have our own land. But we still want to grow stuff. We used to grow back home. There is no way we can have earn our own land or buy. We don't have enough money to buy a land. But also, because the language barrier, it's hard to approach the owner land. I want this. But if a cooperative is here, it's standing for us. Say what migrant wants to do, and they have people to donate some with agreement to use their land. Also equipment, of course, we are here. The equipment we use back where we came from would be the equipment we use from Australia. We have to get knowledge, of course, how to use this equipment. And water, back home it's a free water. Here we have to buy it, and they have a system irrigation. Sometimes we don't get enough water as we're supposed to have a water. This is some of issues, challenge different from where we come from, living in Australia as a farmer.
In terms of being a multi-stakeholder co-op, the biggest challenge is we need to find ways to engage all these different member types. So we're having to work at different levels and thinking in different ways. Obviously, trying to engage a consumer member is going to be very different from trying to engage and support a farmer member, if you like. But I think that's all part of the joy and the fun of what we're doing. I don't really see that as a huge challenge. Perhaps one of the biggest challenges is education about co-ops. So even when we're applying for funding and things, it's often there's no category to say that you're a co-op. And then recently we've been working with our local government who are supporting us for a small project, and they kept coming back with all these questions to explain what a co-op is and that we're non-distributing and that means we're not for profit. So I think the literacy about co-ops as a structure, as an organisation structure, is very low.
Even I'm on a board member because from background people, we don't know much about managing Australia food system, which is cooperative. It's a mixture of people, diversity. People from here, we teach each other what we came with, what they know about for the process. Then we can be part of growing food in Australia. So cooperative self is teaching community together, from members to the people who are not members yet to know what cooperative is doing. It's teaching each other from background people to the own people.
What have you got here?
And they're also growing peanuts. So this is the first time they've grown peanuts at a Food Next Door farm, and they seem to be doing quite well. They're a legume, of course, so they put nitrogen back into the soil. So they've planted them in between the maize. So they'll also be contributing nitrogen to the maize plants.
Yeah, it's a connection. I get to know people. Like if I get a cooperative founder, someone wanted to donate the land, I got to get the owner land and make a relationship. If we get harvest, of course, the diversity crop and the food, we will cook and the people will be invited to have a taste. Connection. I know these people, we have a sharing food. I know these people, we were together sometime in a farm teaching. Yeah, it's getting to know better life in Australia and in industry as a farmer, and get more friends. You get more knowledge from the people you meet. This cooperative is a benefit to be a part of cooperative. Same time learning, same time connection. You be a broad community. Sometimes we found it's isolated because we don't know many people, but a part of cooperative, we meet different people from different places. I meet you as a teacher as well. Yes.